A portion of this video is brought to you by Sheath Underwear. For more information about Sheath, visit the link in the description below or wait till the end of this video to hear more about them from me. It is treasonous, almost treason, to criticize the President of the United States. He's not a king. He is not our emperor. He's a dude who got elected to office. Welcome to your Dollemore Daily. I am your host, Jesse Dollemore. Back from Japan, had a leisurely yet also a lot of work that I did while I was there. There's a couple of videos I'm going to do in a little while, compiling some of the footage I have from Hiroshima and talking about Donald Trump's promise to bring nuclear back. He just served it up on a silver platter and we'll be talking about it. Today though, and right now, let's talk about this. Let's start here. When you imbue power, when you give power to a sociopath like Donald Trump, there's never enough power. There's never a sufficient number of enemies. There's never enough money. There's never enough influence. There's never enough. And that is the case with Donald Trump. And when you give power to stupid people, sociopathic people, psychopathic people like Donald Trump, he believes he's a king. He believes that his power is limitless. And I have two tweets from True Social that I want to show you from him that validate this, that prove this theory. Not really a theory anymore. We've had 10 years of Donald Trump. We know his character. This is a doozy. He posted this, an attack on Seth Meyers, the immeasurably talented Seth Meyers, the immeasurably hilarious Seth Meyers, has been under attack from Donald Trump since Seth Meyers hosted the White House Correspondents' Dinner and made a series of jokes some believe was what predicated Donald Trump to run for office, that motivated, it animated his political entrance onto the U.S. scene. Here's what Donald Trump posts, and it's really the last few words that are the most troubling, that Donald Trump believes criticism of him is illegal, that being 100% anti-MAGA, anti-Trump, is probably illegal. Something he said that's similar to Chuck Schumer, that criticizing him and his trip overseas is likely treasonous. Words like that are almost treasonous, Donald Trump said. But first, there's this post from Donald Trump on True Social 2 days ago. Seth Meyers of NBC may be the least talented person to perform live in the history of television. In fact, he clarifies adroitly, he may be the worst to perform live or otherwise. I watched his show the other night for the first time in years. Yeah, nobody believes that you're not tuning in to Seth Meyers on a nightly basis to see what jokes are made about you, Donald Trump, you clown. In it, he talked endlessly about electric catapults on aircraft carriers, which I complain about as not being as good as much less expensive steam catapults. On and on he went, says the man who goes on and on about everything. A truly deranged lunatic, says a truly deranged lunatic, Donald Trump. Why does NBC waste its time and money on a guy like this? 3 question marks, so you know he's serious. No talent, no ratings, 100% anti-Trump, which is probably illegal. Where are all of the free speech warriors, the free speech absolutists when you need them? Where are all of the Charlie Kirk acolytes who all they want is just freedom of speech and the protection that the Constitution offers us relative to an unabridged, protected speech by the government? Where? This is the President of the United States saying that someone who is anti-Trump is committing a crime. If something is illegal, it's a crime. Now, for those of you who don't watch Seth Meyers, you're really missing out. Even among all of the different hosts, Stephen Colbert, Jimmy Kimmel, Seth Meyers is the one that I catch just about every single night. Very smart, very funny, very entertaining, very talented, without a doubt. I mean, it's objectively true that he's talented. It seems to me, as objective as comedy can be, it is objectively true that he is funny. His writers are brilliant. This is the clip that drew Donald Trump's ire. I'm going to play for you a short segment from his A Closer Look segment where he talked about Donald Trump and the catapults and the steam engines, and Donald Trump believing in his demented brain that he's smarter than the wildly intelligent, well-trained engineers who have switched from these steam catapults to an electromagnetic system. Watch Seth Meyers break it down, and then we'll come back out and read another tweet from Donald Trump, a post on Truth Social, of him explaining that Chuck Schumer's criticism of him was treason.
Anyway, the point is Fox News thinks Trump commanded respect while he was in Asia, and it's hard to argue with that. I mean, just listen to him deliver this expert treatise on, oh, wait, no, this can't be right, catapults?
I know a lot about these ships. I know a lot about these things building. I want to know catapults, which is better, the electric or the steam? They're spending billions of dollars to build stupid electric. And the problem, when it breaks, you have to send up to MIT, get the most brilliant people in the world, fly them out. It's ridiculous. The steam, they said they can fix it with a hammer and a blowtorch. And it works just as well, if not better. And I love the sight of that beautiful steam pouring off that deck with the electric. You don't have that. I'm going to sign an executive order. When we build aircraft carriers, it's steam for the catapults. They spent $993 million on the catapults trying to get them to work.
Move over, handshakes. There's about to be a new Wikipedia article. Guy spends more time thinking about catapults than Wile E. Coyote. Next. Gonna start complaining about how our troops don't tie themselves to rockets anymore. We used to strap our soldiers to the rockets and they loved it. But then everything got woke and they said you can't tie a person to a rocket, but we miss those days and we're bringing them back. I'll try my best to explain the gist of what he's talking about in a new segment we're calling Seth Translates Trump to English. Aircraft carriers use catapults to help aircraft achieve takeoff speed quickly because they have such a short distance to accelerate. For decades, aircraft catapults used steam, which was costly and labor-intensive, but then the Navy upgraded to an electromagnetic launching system that no longer requires the elaborate system of steam piping necessary to power our catapults. The electromagnetic launching system also allows for smoother and more gradual acceleration, but Trump doesn't like that because he thinks, I don't know, electricity votes for Democrats or something, and he likes seeing the steam clouds from when the old catapults launched. Experts say it would cost billions to go back to the old system, but Trump thinks he knows more about aviation than everyone else because he dances like one of those guys that holds the signaling sticks on the runway. Anyway, what were we talking about? All right. Trump commanding respect on the world stage.
So Donald Trump thinks that was illegal. Donald Trump thinks that Seth Meyers, in that little segment from his show, was breaking the law by criticizing Donald Trump. The same way that he believes if you criticize his trip to Japan, that I did while I was there, while Donald Trump was there, that it is treasonous, almost treason, to criticize the President of the United States, to criticize the behaviors, the policies of a man, of just a dude who got elected to be president. He's not a king. He is not our emperor. He is not our divine ruler. He's a dude who got elected to office, and he believes that's treasonous to criticize him. This is what he wrote on October 30th. Worked really hard, 24/7, took in trillions of dollars. He believes he took in thousands of billions of dollars. And Chuck Schumer said the trip was a total dud, even though he knows it was a spectacular success. Words like that are almost treasonous. A total dud are the words that he quoted. Those words are almost treasonous. And this coming from the leader of a party whose members constantly talk about what the penalty under law for treason is, one of the penalties, is the death penalty. Is Donald Trump here signaling that Chuck Schumer should be put to death for his almost treasonous words against the trip of the president to Japan, where he cavorted with their new right-wing dipshit prime minister, where he embarrassed the United States on a global stage, wandering off at every given moment, rambling about steam catapults? Is it treasonous? Is it illegal to be anti-Trump? It isn't yet. It isn't yet. Anyway, I'm very happy to be back. I invite you to this conversation. We can have that conversation in the comments below this video, wherever you're watching it. Please make sure you're subscribed to the YouTube channel. Like and follow the Facebook page, Dollemore Daily. I would appreciate it very much. You can also call the voicemail line, 714-576-4054. And of course, as always, you can email me, daily@dollemore.com. I am seriously very happy to be back in the comfortable surrounds of my regular studio. Doing it from a hotel room just isn't, you get the same flow, you know what I mean? You probably don't, because this is a weird, very goofy job that normal people don't have, and I am not normal, I guess. Anyway, I love and appreciate you very much. Again, very happy to be back. I'll see you next time. Be genuine and take care of one another. It is absolutely difficult to keep a cool head in this political climate, especially with the added aggravation of these overheated outdoor temperatures. How can you be expected to conduct any clear-headed discourse with your drawers in a sweaty soup? My go-to for keeping things cool, sheath underwear. I'm wearing a pair right now, and let me tell you, it's like nighttime in the desert down there, all day long. Head to sheath.com and use promo code Dollemore to score 20% off and upgrade yourself to the most comfortable underwear that you'll ever wear. How do they differ from your average boxers? Well, let me tell you. Invented by a U.S. Army veteran while serving a tour in Iraq, Sheath's boxer fabric is designed with a moisture-wicking technology. Their underwear features a unique dual pouch system that keeps all your man parts comfortably separated instead of sticking together. We all know the feeling of the old eggs getting stuck to the pan, if you know what I mean. My favorites are the airflow meshes, which seem especially equipped to handle my thighs. They're bigger thighs. But Sheath has also tons of other fabric options and designs that you can get into. And I'm clearly not the only one singing the praises out there. Sheath are recommended by multiple doctors and urologists and have over 20,000 five-star reviews. Also, Sheath supports multiple charities like Socks for Soldiers and Doctors Without Borders. So while you're upgrading your undies, you can be making the world a more upstanding place too. It's tough to focus on draining the swamp when you are swampy mess yourself. Sheath's boxers will help you keep the temperature down by bringing up the level of comfortability. Score 20% off right now at sheath.com and use promo code Dollemore.